Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Let me let all these note takers in. That's fine. Not a problem. Uh, Great to see you on the last session of the year. This is going to be the last one because, um, well, next week is Christmas, and the week before that, or the week after that, is New Year's Eve. Not sure what everyone here is doing. I will be, well, I've got a little kid now, so my New Year's is not like it was 10 years ago. So I guess I'll be just having a nice, relaxed one. Where is everyone from? Put in the chat where you from. So Paul's from Marbella, the other side of the island that I'm on as well in Spain. So I hope everything's all right in Marbs. Got New York City in the house. Um, we're not doing New Year's Eve. Cheshire. You're in Cheshire. I love Cheshire. Got London from Sine. Sine, I just realized that you're MC's friend. MC mentioned that she had a friend that came, and I just realized it's you. So hi, Sine. Cass is in the house. North Wheezy from Northwest London. You got Acton and Ealing, so you got from Lawrence. So my sister is right now. I'll be there. When am I going back to the UK? Sunday. So I'll be there probably Monday or Tuesday. Um, got New York. Whereabouts again are you guys from, Glenn and Eric? Whereabouts in New York are you from? I have got a lot of family in New York. Well, I say a lot, just
I'm on
one.
the I'm on the Upper West Side.
Oh, nice. Upper West Side. That is
Uh-huh.
a very, very nice area. What about you, Glenn? Whereabouts in New York are you from? Oh, Midtown, New York. Nice. My family's in Brooklyn. They are in Canarsie in Brooklyn. I remember my first
Oh,
time to Brooklyn. I went in 1989, right in, and my family were living in, let's just say, the ghetto. And it was right in the middle of the crack epidemic when I went, and I was there for 5 weeks. So it definitely opened up my eyes to a lot of stuff. Um, Time to come back. Yeah, I was. I've been there loads of times. The last time I was there was actually it's about 10 years ago now. We went 2014. Love New York. I remember one time I went, and this is when I was working at MySpace. I went for a John Legend. It was like his I think it was his third album. It's a release party. So he invited us out to New York. Got there Friday night. Went to the party. Had a great time. Fell asleep the whole day Saturday. Just woke up briefly for a bit. Had some food. Fell asleep again. Woke up Sunday morning. Had to leave. So I just fell asleep the whole time I was there. Just a waste. So I was really annoyed about that. Please come back to London
okay.
and in Northwest London. I'm actually South. I'm originally South London. I'm a Mitcham boy, so I'm in South London. Brilliant. But you guys didn't come here to see where everyone is from. Well, you guys, I'm assuming, came to learn about some AI stuff. And what I tend to do when it's the last episode or the last working sessions, training sessions of the year, I kind of like to reflect on the year. And what you're going to see on the first one next year is going to be my predictions of the year. So this one is just going to be a pretty straightforward session, really. Me just reflecting on the best tools of 2025 for me. But what I would like you also to do is let us know some of the tools that you really like as well. Because going into 2026, so I'm still letting people in. Going into 2026, I think that when it comes to the AI tools, and there's a lot of them, the key is not necessarily knowing loads. I think the key is working out what are the main ones you want to use and then just going deep, deep diving into them. Because whether it's a large language model, whether you go for Gemini or ChatGPT or whatever one, if you just did that really, really well, 95, and that's being generous, 95% of what you want can be done on those tools. Unless you're a hardcore coder, I think pretty much everything you want from a large language model can be done in any of the tools that you pick. Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, I'll even add that as well. Now, the reason I say that is because you're finding that as soon as one, and this is the same as image and videos, as soon as one of them makes an update, only a few weeks later, someone else makes an update. So they're always overtaking each other for what one's the best. Glenn, did you have a question?
No, but you answered it as in that last part. which is, how do you, really focus on one, like you said, when a month later, there's another one that kind of just squashes it,
Yeah,
but then of course another month later, that first one you were working on
goes
comes,
back to number one.
with
Yeah.
fury. And so it seems like it's a leapfrog game for the rest of, I mean, for the next decade, you
Oh,
know.
yeah, it's going to be that. And for me, the other thing that you're going to get, I do this a lot in my training, but I'm going to start bringing this across to these fortnightly fixes and my YouTube channel. If I had to define it in one word, it's clarity. That's really what I want to focus on now because there's too much stuff going on. So I just want clarity. And going back to what Glenn just said, the large language models, there's probably six of them like worth looking into. And the reality is they're all 1 week is this, 1 week is that, 1 week is that, then this one goes to the top, and then that one goes back. And it's just like a game, like between them. They're all trying to up each other. But for us, what we don't want to do is jump from this one to that one to that one to that one, because that's not clarity for us. We'll just get confused. And then we're always swapping. And again, you'll probably have different subscriptions for different ones. Just focus on one or maybe two and just do that really, really well. And be comfortable at letting the others go. So, for example, for me, I use predominantly ChatGPT, and I would say the second one is Gemini. However, I'm prepared that when Claude goes Claude Code and Claude Code 4.5 and all of these things on Claude, I'm okay with missing out on that because I know that within the next few weeks, maybe a month or so, that feature or that however high it's gone will be caught up by the other two. And that will even overtake, and then the Claude people will. So it's one of those things that I would highly recommend is just whatever ones you pick, as long as it's you've done your due diligence before, just double down on it. All right. So I'm just going to share my screen, share the sound as well. And I'm going to go into the tools or the main tools that I have found that's really helped me in 2025. So, still letting people in once again. My number one tool of the whole year, and the tool that I use more than any other AI tool, is actually not ChatGPT. It's one called Whisperflow. I use this more than any other tool. And the reason I know I use it more than ChatGPT is because I use this in ChatGPT. In fact, whenever I'm using ChatGPT, 9 times out of 10, I'm using this. What is this? It's a voice to text platform. So you speak something, it writes it out. Some of you may know it already. If you listen to the podcast, you definitely will hear me. You had heard me talk about this. But and again, some of you will know this, some of you might not. But I've suffered from repetitive strain injuries, had it since 2008. It's the reason why I ended up leaving the corporate world. It wasn't because I wanted to train, it was because I physically couldn't type anymore. At the time, I'd won many awards. I've met pretty much everyone in music. I was on top of the world. I was being featured in The Guardian. And then all of a sudden, my hands just failed me. And then I ended up having, I lost, I looked at it as I lost everything. But it put me on the path of teaching. And actually, I really enjoyed doing that. So it kind of helped me, it's almost like guided me into doing this particular type of work. But since 2008, I've been really looking at voice technology because how I could operate at the time, every 5 minutes of typing, I couldn't do anything for 3 hours, pretty much. That's when it was at its worst. So I ended up using pens to type. So I'll be typing that like that on the keyboard. I actually had somebody who would sit next to me. So I would tell the person to type and then they would type. And then I started using voice dictation software, one called Dragon Nuance or something. I can't remember the exact name, but I think Apple bought it. And I think they power Apple's voice dictation. And so I'm well versed in this particular area. And I can honestly say that this one here is the best one that I've seen, Whisper. And I would highly recommend, even if your hands are fine, which I expect pretty much everyone in here probably has completely good hands. If you want to save time, start using this. And I'm going to show you why. I'm just going to go here and I'm just going to type, well, I'm going to speak something and then you're going to see why I use this. So if I just said something like, right now, I am on my Fortnightly Fix webinar talking to a group of people who are all over the world. Some are from New York, some are from North London. We've got Spain, Marbella in the house, and we're going to be speaking about the best tools of 2025 for an hour. So what you've got there right now, I'm on the Fortnightly Fix webinar talking to a group of, so it's just that you can just speak it and it types pretty much at that type of speed. Another thing it does, why I like it, is because if I said, for example, you've got somebody from the Upper West Side of New York and somebody from Brooklyn, New York. You know, so you've got somebody from the Upper West Side of New York and somebody from, now I said Queens, and then I said, I mean Brooklyn. It ignored the mistake. It's smart enough to work out that, you made a mistake here. Let's not use that and use the correct word. Back in the day, if you made a mistake, you just have to go back and delete it. The other things as well, if you notice there's a comma here, this is capital N, capital L for North London, capital S for Spain and Marbella. There's a full stop here. There's a comma. You would have to say full stop. So if I had to write this traditionally, it would be, well, speak it traditionally, I would say right now, comma, I am on my Fortnightly Fix webinar talking to a group of people who are all over the world, full stop. Next sentence or new paragraph. Then the next bit. It automatically does all of this for you. There are going to be 3 things I'm looking to talk about today, including the best AI platform for 2026, the best image generators, and the best voice dictation. Here, I said 3 things. Without me saying bullet points or putting it into numbers, it just does it for you. Now, I'm putting this in Word at the moment. This can also go into, if I went to ChatGPT, here. What is the capital of London? Let's see if it lies to me. Again, you can put it into ChatGPT. London does that. Thank you. It didn't hallucinate. So what you've got there is I could put that into ChatGPT. If I went into my WhatsApp, I could do that for that. If I went into my emails, I can do it for that. It does it for everything. And even if I didn't have a problem with my hands, the amount of time that it saves me, I would still be using this tool. So this is why it's, I would say, the tool that I use more than anything. And it's something that I would highly recommend. Now, just to let you know, by the way, all the tools that I'm going to show you are going to be freemium, or there might be some of them that are going to be paid. But as I've said before, I don't have an affiliate link. I don't own shares in the company, and there's no put hashtag Andrew at the checkout for 25% off. Like, there's none of that. These are just tools that I like, that's helped me, but also, and I would say this year, I've probably trained at least 1,500 people in AI. I'm always speaking to people about tools that they're using, and these are just some of the tools that I think like other people like as well. So that's Whisper. That is my #1 tool. Does anyone here use Whisper? If you use Whisper or any voice dictation tool, can you put a 2 in the chat? If not, press 3. Just want to see if anyone here uses any of these. 3. So loads of 3s. We've got Sue as a 2 there, so she uses it. It's worth checking out. It's worth checking out. And then as soon as when you start getting good at it, you'll realize how much time. They say it saves you at least between 30 and 50% of your day will be saved doing this. So it's a really, really powerful tool. How does it run through chat? Sorry, what do you mean, Glenn? How does it run through chat? You mean pretty much like how I just done it here?
You know what? I thought you said you open it that app through chat. Is that what you said?
Oh, no. I don't open it through chat. It's already open. So if I went to chat, just like if I was about to type here, you just put the cursor there, and then what you set up a shortcut. So my shortcut is I hold control. And once I hold control, it will automatically start typing. And if you see that little black circle, well, like long circle at the bottom with the wave, that's showing that it's working. And when I let my finger off control, you will see it appears here. When I let my finger off control, which is what I did. So as long as, just like when you type, as long as there's when you're going to type, that's where you'll see it. And it's the same if I went into my email, if I was going to do an email. Me just demonstrating how Whisperflow works on an email. You can do that. You can also do it on your phone. You can do it on your WhatsApp. You can do it anywhere. So it's a really, really powerful tool. So just some other things that's come up. So Michelle, I like Gemini for pretty much everything, although I use Canva AI for images. Yeah, Gemini is, I've just made the plunge and I've signed up for their monthly subscription for Gemini. I mainly use it, I've noticed, for like Nano Banana, which I'll get into later on. That's the main thing. I've not really had time to play with it, but I thought, you know what? I want to see how it interacts with my inbox. That's what I'm going to really kind of use it for. Ian, sometimes better to stick with one and get to know it well. Yeah, completely agree, Ian. Just, as I said, I use ChatGPT, which is the second tool I'm going to show you. And the amount of effort I've put into it, I don't really want to go away and start training another one as well. And that's the other thing. I was training a group in Wales this week, actually. What's the day? No, Friday, last Friday. And they talked about, and I made reference to it, but I didn't name it. And they call it the attachment economy. And that is where we are going right now. I've noticed with social media, they just try to keep your attention. It's the attention economy. With large language models and AI, it's the attachment economy. They want you to stay attached to it to the point where you won't be able to operate without it. And if I'm being honest, if they took ChatGPT or any large language model away from me now, I'd be like, I don't know what to do. And I think most of us are going to be like that if we're not like that already. And this is why they're calling it this attachment economy. However, I would also say, I think this is more relevant for social media than AI, but it potentially could be. And that is, people are not brand low, they're friend low. They just go to where their friends are. And I think with AI, I don't necessarily think it's friend low, but I don't know if it's brand low either. You know, I use ChatGPT because it gives me a service that I need. But if ChatGPT stopped, I wouldn't stop using large language models. I'll just swap to somewhere else. And it wouldn't be as painful as going from Apple to Android or Android to Apple. But ultimately, it's still this attachment thing that they're trying to get. I might go into more detail on a podcast episode about this attachment theory. But yeah, that's better stick to the one you know. Reese, I use them all, different use cases for each. Again, let us know how you use it. What do you think of Amazon's Nova large language model? Honestly, Lawrence, I've not really tried it. I've not really tried it. With Amazon, I'm just more interested in their personal shopping stuff. I just want to see how it's going to affect us when we use Amazon itself. That's what I'm kind of looking for to see with Amazon. However, I do use Alexa a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if soon that's going to be connected properly to Alexa. And if that's the case, then I'll probably start using that because that's my like voice assistant that I use. Gemini greater than ChatGPT because of the context window. Yep. How does it work? So answer that. Sorry, Andrew, are you sharing the screen as I can't see it? Is anyone else? Can you see my screen, by the way? Can anyone else see my screen? Yes, you can. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm not sure if you can see it now, Lawrence. I'm sharing it. It's on ChatGPT 5.2. Hey, Ian. Ibu Val. I just learned Perplexity expanded what they do. Perplexity is an interesting one because they're doing a lot of stuff. Perplexity is almost like Adobe. And what I mean by that is they're just under the radar, but doing some amazing things. I've been saying this for ages. Apple should buy Perplexity. If they really want to get back in this race, they need to buy. I don't think it's right, let's create a large language model. I think it's we need to purchase some. And I think Perplexity should be the one that they go for. Michelle, I went with our charity. I went with what our charity got for free, which is Microsoft 365 Copilot. Then we got Google for nonprofits and switched to Gemini, as it was mentioned a lot by AI people, plus did Google AI training. Yeah, I think that I prefer Google Gemini to Copilot. I do prefer that. It's good that for charities, they offer both. Cool. So Lawrence, you still can't see it. I'm not sure why. I don't know if you want to log out and log back in. That might help. Okay, so first tool, Whisper. The second tool, as I said, ChatGPT. This is my large language model of choice. And the main reason why, well, two reasons, three reasons. One, it was the first one I used, so I started putting more effort into it. Secondly, I trained it. And I mentioned this on the first Fortnightly fix. So when I use ChatGPT, I've trained it to know a lot about me. And I think I've showed you this before. And if I say, tell me about my podcast, and it will say about my podcast. So I don't need to then go into Gemini or Claude or anything like that to kind of tell them, well, if I had to do that, I would have to go and train it again. Where with ChatGPT, I've already trained it. So that plays a big part. Also, I find that with ChatGPT, because it's the most popular, if I get stuck, I can go to YouTube, I can go to different places, and there's always some form of tutorial on how to do stuff as well. So that's the main reasons why I use ChatGPT. Again, some people might swear by Claude or swear by Gemini. And just like with Android, like some people swear by Android, I say, okay, cool, Android might be better than iPhone, but I know how iPhone works and it's convenient for me. So that's why I stick to iPhone. And that's how I kind of see ChatGPT. I think that ChatGPT's had a very good year. I think that it stayed still number one, as in the most popular one. I think that a few weeks ago, they called Code Red, which basically says we're going to stop all of the other stuff that's distracting us and just focus and making this the best large language model possible. And even though today they released an image generator, which I'll get into later. But ChatGPT, as I said, that's the main one that I use. However, what you'll find is if you look at the basic fundamentals of large language models and things that I've spoken about in the past, understanding how to prompt, understanding like certain features, understanding how to train it, more importantly, understanding your imagination, understanding that there's 8 essential things that 99% of what we do on large language models consist of. And if you haven't heard me speak about this, they are, if I can remember it off the top of my head, generating content, optimizing, summarizing, reformatting, analyzing, questions, research and education, and I got this open. There's one more. Can't remember what. Always skips me that last one. But these are 8 essential things. They all do the same. You can generate content, you can analyze, you can optimize, you can reformat, you can summarize. I think summarize was the thing. You can do questions, you can research on all of them. You can also do the black belt to white belt level prompts, different levels of prompting on all of them. So if you can just understand and master the fundamentals, then it's just a case of knowing where certain things work on what tool based on what plan. So I've always, since I started digital, I've always mastered the fundamentals. So if there's a new tool, it doesn't bother me so much. It's not a new learning curve. And I think with AI just moving at such a fast pace, that's what I would recommend. Master the fundamentals because the tools are going to be changing all of the time, but fundamental things don't. So Paul, I've used ChatGPT since day one, and my wife uses my account sometimes. So it has a mixture of me and her in its memory. You know what, Paul? That's funny because that's the thing. If the way these models work right now, this is not just ChatGPT. This is just the internet, because it's a lot of it is based off relevancy. If you share it with someone else, your results are going to be all over the place. Like if I look at my Spotify, my playlist on Spotify, you've got 50 Cent, you've got Cypress Hill, you've got Coca Melon, you've got the best nursery rhymes, you've got some other gangster rap, then you've got some like like children's happy birthday. Like it's literally just all over the place. Same as YouTube, you know. And that does confuse the robots, but again, it can go all over the place that way. Glenn, got a question?
Yes, Andrew. So it's hard to follow, not follow you. It's hard to follow the speed of all the changes because they're all different in a sense, right? So in a year, I'm just making up, but for sake of the conversation, I'm just going to say a year. If they're all the same at some point, let's talk about AI video for the moment. If they all could do no length, whatever you need to do, you got that. It has lip sync, it has music, it has editing, it has effects, and all that stuff. I wonder what happens then if the half a dozen top models or top three models are basically parodies of each other. Is it what you stuck with because on your early days and that's what you live with or
Yeah,
what? The
I think once,
leapfrogging may end, at some point that may
yeah,
end, but we'll have everything.
I think it will get to that. I think images are kind of getting to that point now where it's really good at like the quality and also editing. And then it's just about marketing for the platforms, like who can market the best, who's got the best long time customer value for others. How can we make people stick? Because this is actually quite a common problem. And what I mean by that is there's not much difference between Office and Google Workspace. It's or iPhone and Android. Like you get to the point where there's not, you can't change that much, and it's not that much difference, or it's just little kind of like little features that will change. So what happens then? It just goes down to marketing and understanding that you're going to have 20% of people will never change. 20% of people were always looking for change, and it's the middle. And that model works in politics. 20% of people were Democrats, 20% are Republicans, and then you've got the 60%, which is where you get the votes, where you market to. And I think that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to be how they all kind of work. Because, as I said, I like ChatGPT, but if ChatGPT started messing up more, I'm in the 60%. I will not think twice about moving somewhere else. It's just that it might take me a bit longer than, oh, there's a new feature, let's go. So these are some of the things I can see happening. And it's just gonna be, as I said, marketing and longevity. So hopefully that answered your question. Okay, so we got Whisper, we got ChatGPT, that's another tool. The third tool, a note taker. Everyone should have a note taker. If you're having Zooms, Teams, Meets, have a note taker, because it took me a while, if I'm being honest, to get onto this. I have access to Fathom, and this is paid, and Otter, and I have that, which is paid as well. I never use Otter. I just bought it as part of a package with something else. But every time I have a meeting, I always have my note taker. People will always come in. I'd always say to the person, is it okay if my note taker's here? And everyone has said yes. In fact, today or yesterday, someone stopped it. They was like, we don't, well, they actually said, and I think they've just said before, they've got it in their settings, no note takers. Again, which is fine, because I just said, is it possible to have my note taker? She said yes, and we brought it in. I still, though, use my pen and paper. I will still have a pen and paper and jot notes down. It's like I like half trust it, but it's never failed me. Here's the reason why. This one, I'm not going to go into my meeting notes, but this is just, I actually have Fathom playing even now when I'm speaking to you. This is the actual video. So this was from the 3rd of December. So this was the last one. So this is the 70 however long minutes. It's got a copy, like the key takeaways. So flip the script. Instead of AI for answers, have it ask you black belt level questions. So if you was here 2 weeks ago, you know what that means. So here's just kind of the key takeaways. Also, if I said transcript, it then gives me the whole transcript of everything. This is where, if I wanted to, I could just copy it, put it into ChatGPT, and do stuff with it. You can even ask questions around it. So if I have a question about what happened in the meeting, I can just ask what's going on, or I can find out. I say, what did they say about this? The other thing is cool is that where it says flip the scripts here, if I click on that, it just takes with that in mind, that part of the video. It's got action items that you have to do. And then some of the action items might, if you're with someone else, you might say, right, you do this and you do that. And it will just tell you who said they're going to do what. And it'll have questions. So here's some of the questions. So I'm going to press, well, I said that. What can we add to it? Is there anything that you can say? Can I ask a question? So someone asks, obviously that. And it's just got a whole bunch of, no, these are the questions that I said. These are the questions that other people said. How important is it to say, ask me black belt questions versus just ask the question? So someone said that. And so you've got all the questions that come up here as well. So I always use these. It's just as I said, I still use my pen and paper, but it's just another way to kind of cement certain things. And the way I set it up is that as soon as it's finished, it automatically emails the other person as well. So they'll have a copy of it, of what we spoke about as well. So there's no confusion. You can always go back and say, yeah, but here, this is what was said. I will always have one. And there is another tool that I found today. Now, I'm not going to say this on Cool Tools Tuesday on the podcast, just because I'm not doing any Cool Tools for the rest of the year. But I might bring it on the first one or the second Cool Tools Tuesday on the podcast. But it's this one here called Granola. This is an interesting tool because what this tool is promising. Now, I've not tried it. In fact, today is the first time I'm actually trying. So it should be recording right now. But I don't see where it's recording, but I'll soon find out. What this tool does. So if I'm using Fireflies, which someone from Fireflies, well, someone's got a Fireflies note taker here. You've also got Otter. I know, Glenn, you've got an Otter note taker here. I'm talking about Fathom. They're the main three. There are a couple of other ones, but they're the main three. And I also think that Sue, no, was it Sue? No, it was someone else that recommended another one. Meat Geek, that was the other one. Now, Granola, all of them, you have to ask permission, or it automatically gets there so that other person can see it. But what Granola does is that it records your screen. So you don't have to invite it to the session. Now, you might want to say to someone you're recording this, but what this does say is that what it's saying is that it records your screen so you can have conversations with whoever, and it's just recording everything without having to be invited to the conversation. And then what it will do is it will give you the whole bunch of notes, and then with the notes you can just kind of write out. You can have your notes and its notes, and it kind of combines the two. I'm trying. It's a free trial. It's free at the moment, or there's a paid for one. But from what I'm seeing, what you can do on the free version is pretty good. So it's called Granola. Just go to Granola AI, or Google Granola AI, and then you'll be able to find it and give it a play. As I said, I'm only just starting to use it, but if it does what it says it can do, it might be something that could be handy for you. Reese, I use Spiky AI. Got its LTD. What's LTD? Also, the Spiky, is that one that you have to invite to the session? Lifetime deal. Okay. Is that one you invite to the session, or is it one that just records and you don't need to invite? Invite only. Okay, cool. Okay. But Spiky might be a good, again, I've not tried Spiky, but definitely worth checking out. If anyone uses any other ones as well, let us know. Put in the chat. AI-based insights, cool. Is there any British Sign Language AI model as yet? So an AI avatar or similar that signs the words. Right now, no, I don't think so. However, there was one called Signs, and I don't know. I think it was called Signs. Yeah, this is a sign language tool. This is one of the early tools I mentioned in Cool Tools Tuesday as well. And I don't know whether or not you learn sign language or it does exactly what you're after, Claire. But it's worth checking this one out because it might do. So it's called Signs-AI. I'll just put that in the chat for you. And check that out because that might do what you're after. Okay, so that's Fathom. The next tool, Manus. Oh, 1.6 is an update. I didn't even know this happened. This tool here is, there was a stage that this was my favorite tool. Like, I think there was about a 4 or 5 month stage where I was using this all the time. Love this tool. This is the AI agent that I use predominantly. This and one called Maybe Tech. You can do anything. You can create slides. I would say, to be honest, I don't use it to create slides, but this is one of the better slide creators that I've seen. You can build websites, you can develop apps, you can design. As you can see, it's connected to Nano Banana for your slides as well. You can create loads of stuff. So when I was doing the AI agent, I'm not going to do it now, but when I was doing the episode about AI agents, and I'll do a lot more next year, this is one of the tools that I would use. And as I said, when it comes to AI agents, the 3 Ps: plan, prompt, prototype. This is a tool where as soon as you start using this, you start using credits. So what you don't want to do is plan here because it's costing you. This is where you go to the large language model. Make sure you get a good plan of exactly what you want. And this is where questions come into it. Get ChatGPT or whatever to ask you the right questions so you can plan. And once you've got the plan, you turn that into a prompt. And once you get the prompt, you paste it into Manus or AI Studios or any AI agent tool. And that's when you get the prototype. So don't waste credits or money planning on the tool. Use the large language models for that. And then here you just paste it and then it might tweak certain things. But as an agent, this is the tool that I use and I love it. This is one of my favorite tools of the year. Now, so far I've mentioned Whisper, which is really what I'm saying is make sure, well, it's up to you. I would highly recommend voice dictation. There are other ones, but this is the one that I'm using a lot. And I notice a lot of people, I'm starting to see a lot more people talk about this. Obviously, make sure you have a large language model. In fact, this is the standard. Like everyone should have a large language model. A note taker, again, whatever note taker, because Otter, Fireflies, they all do roughly the same. So make sure you have a note taker. And then you want some form of, especially going into 2026. For me, 2025 and 2024 was about learning. 2026 is a mixture of learning and implementation. 2027, honestly, you want to be implementing and then learning, obviously, certain things as you go. You know, that's where you want to be. 2026 is the year where we really want to start implementing, because this is the last year, the golden age. So, or 2026 will be the last year of the golden age. So what you're going to see as well next year, there will be a lot of information, but I'm actually want to also transform you, like transformation. That's really what I really want to kind of go into. It might be a case where 15 minutes talking about something and then the next 45 minutes do stuff, or the next 35 minutes do stuff, and then 10 minutes show me what you've done. Like, that's really what I want to kind of get towards. But Manus, that's my favorite agent. So Michelle said, okay, so here's some of the stuff for you, Claire. Brilliant. Thanks, Michelle. Now, another tool that I spoke about is AI. It's Google AI Studio. Now, when I was speaking about it, I was talking about build, and this is where you start building prototypes of agents. Again, I'm not going to go through it again just because I've done that about a month ago. But all of Google AI Studio, some of the things you can do is really, really good. So, for example, if you wanted to try Gemini, like the proper version of Gemini, use it here. If you wanted to try VO3 And 303.1, I should say, is the best AI tool for videos. And it has been for a while. You can try it here. You literally just go here. And then you can just start saying, what do you want to do? Really. You've also got, and this is a tool that doesn't get enough credit, and that is Google's Imagine 4. I think actually Nano Banana is their main one, but this slightly before was getting most of the people didn't talk about this one, but this one here I actually thought was a very, very good tool. It was better than Nano Banana. Nano Banana was great at editing, but this was a better image generator, and it's Google Imagine 4. Nano Banana is the best one, but I think for free, unless they've changed it recently, you can only do 2 images for free. But you can use this tool to create an image or do whatever you want. Okay, I think they might have only, now you can only do it for paid tier. As I said, I've got a paid one, but not on this account. But in Playground, as I said, you can try a whole bunch of stuff in with Google. As I said, you can try their images. You can try their so you can try their images. You can try their video platforms. You can try so many things. One of the areas, so I'm just trying to find it, because they're always changing this. So build is where you go to the AI agents. There is a feature here, and I've mentioned it before. Just can't find it just because they've changed it. I'll have to find it somewhere. But what you can do is you can share your screen, and it will be like your IT help person. And so you can say, what does this mean? Look at my screen. What's happening here? And you can use it on your phone as well. You can like film something and say, what's going on here? Get it to ask questions. I just can't see where it is at the moment. I don't know if anyone knows where it is. Because in Playground, chat with models. No, I'm not sure where it is, and I don't think they've got rid of it. Yeah, I'm not sure where it is, so I'm gonna have to try and find that and let you guys know. But yeah, there was a feature there. I don't know where it is at the moment, but that was a really handy tool. They called it, was it Live Studio or something? But you could literally share your screen and speak to it, and it will speak back. So you can say, what's going on here? How I'm in Excel. How do I get a drop down box? And it will literally say, right, go to, you see where it says file, build, blah, blah, blah at the top? Click on this one. Yeah, that one there. Go down, yeah, to the third one there. So it's explaining to you like you've got your own IT help person there. Really, really handy feature. And I couldn't believe it was free. And I would say that out of all of the free tools, overall, this one is probably the best because it does many, many different things. So that's Google AI Studio. Image generators. For me, I use Midjourney. If you look at the style here, it's the same style that I have for pretty much all of my presentations. This is why I say I don't use any AI like slide deck or any AI platform that focuses on slides, because I use the likes of Midjourney. And in Midjourney, what I would do is I would say what I want. Let's say a robot talking to a lady with ginger hair in front of a computer. So that might be the prompt. Then I might also change the settings. So do I want it square? And then again, this would be like for like say LinkedIn or stories. This would be 16:9 is for like PowerPoint presentations. So if I've done that, then I can start playing around with all of these types of different settings as well. So stylization is what I use predominantly. So I have a particular style, which is this. So as long as I've put that here, it will do that in that particular style. Omni-reference is if I want, let's say I can upload a picture of myself. No, let's say if I uploaded a picture of, let's say I've got a picture of Sue and I put Sue, it will create that lady as if it was Sue. And this is how you can get, or one way you can look at getting consistent characters in Midjourney. So Omni reference is when you have an actual person. So if I went to here, these are the certain things I've put there. I could put that picture up of myself up, and I'll probably change that to a man, and then it would do that. So these are different styles that I've had. So if I'm working with a client and they've got a particular style, I'll deliver my presentation in that style, in that theme. So it's like, okay, wow, you've really looked into like designing it in the way that represents us. And then what you can do here, so I'll just do that. So you put it up there, you create the image, and then there's other things you can now do. If I wanted to, I can turn that into a video. If I wanted to, I can edit it. I can make it vertical. I can make it even longer, and it can fill out the edges. However, what I tend to do when it comes to stuff like that, any editing like that, you can also bring into Canva. So someone earlier on mentioned, they said Canva, you can do that. So here, for example, you've got these images, robot talking to a lady with ginger hair in front of a computer. I didn't state who should be in front of the computer. So it's kind of looking at the robot here. There is probably the one that I was thinking more. And then if I wanted to, I can now start, this is where I can start editing. Now, if I wanted to, for example, animate, I got animate manually, I can then say the woman stands up and walks away, and the robot starts to laugh. Now, what I've got here is what I could just press record and go end frame. This is basically, if what I could do is I could take that picture and I could do another image having the same two people, and I could have the woman on the robot's shoulders. What starting frame and end frame does is it's saying, right, this is the starting frame. They are sitting next to each other. The end frame, she's on his or the robot's shoulders, and the video will be how she got there. So how a lot of people, when they do their AI videos, is they work with starting frame to end frame. So they'll have the first frame, they'll have the end frame, create a video between, and then that last end frame is now the start frame for the next one. And then they've got another end frame. And that's how a lot of people will make a lot of the videos. And the quality of videos is, in fact, if you can, tomorrow, 4 o'clock UK time, LinkedIn, Creative Eyes, we do our AI live. It's the last one of the year. It definitely will be. I know we said that already, but it will be the last one of the year. I know a few of you in this chat, you regularly come to it. But yeah, it's the last one. It's myself and Chris Branch. It's going to be our last one. We've got big plans for next year. With that, we're gonna have a good catch up soon and work out ways that we can take that to another level. So if I just click return, and then I'll come back to it, but you're going to see different. It's going to do 4 takes because I said 4 of that. Now, I recommend everyone should have some form of image generator. So that's one. Another one you can use, as I said, is Google. So where it says create image here. So this is Gemini, create image. And now you're into Nano Banana. It's got a little banana there, but it's not the, it is the Pro one. Yeah, it's the, oh, no. Oh, I'm not sure if it's the Pro. I thought, yeah, for Pro, you can only do 2 you could do 2 a day for free. So maybe you can here, but not in when I was showing you in AI Studio. Again, you could do multiple things here. I'll show you what I've done here. So again, using Nano Banana Pro, create an image of a Peugeot 206 driving through Piccadilly Circus in London. And if anyone's been to Piccadilly Circus in London, I think they nailed it. They nailed it first of all because it was raining. Yeah, that's definitely that. And then you can kind of look at, you know how Piccadilly Circus is. You got Boots roundabout there. You got the big mountain roundabout there. That's there. Looks like Shaftesbury Avenue. That way takes you towards like Leicester Square. So you got and obviously you got the big Regent Street and the big screens there. So it's not accurate, but it's pretty spot on. Here, just took a picture of myself quickly, put in a prompt, and I said, make it basically look like this. So you can start playing around. And this is why I think it kind of goes into its own. Same picture. And I said, pictures of me, little me, like holding little me's there. Again, another picture of myself. Done the same thing. I just tried a different picture of me to do, but the same prompt, just to see what it's like. Done another one here. This is an interesting one. I said myself with different haircuts. So it's got different haircuts for me. I think going through this, I've never been bald. I've had the like little Caesar short haircut there. I think this is my hair now. I had this, but when I was growing out my dreads. So this is probably when I was about 20. That one, almost a high top. That one, not really. The dreads, I had that for about 15 years. And it also was in like little cornrows. And I don't think I can grow my hair that high. So that's kind of like a different thing. These prompts, this prompt here, in fact, you all can do this. I'm going to put the prompt in the chat. All you've got to do is upload a picture of yourself and put in that. Make a 3x3 grid with a different hairstyle for this person, because it's you. Keep the face identical, only change the hairstyle in each variation. So again, feel free to do that. If you do it before the end of the show, put it in the chat. we would like to see. So this is some of the things that you can do here. So I recommend you can get one. Now, the thing that came out today was ChatGPT. They've released their image one. And if you go to ChatGPT on the side now, it says images. Images, and it's new. So what you can do here is it even gives you certain styles of an image. So if you wanted certain things in a particular style, so let's say, for example, you wanted a sketch or holiday portrait or pop art or sugar cookie or ink work or doodle, it does all of these particular styles as well. So this is one where I used, what was this one? Style Me. So what with this one, if it's got the prompt. So I uploaded a picture. This is actually not even a picture of, well, it's me, but it was an AI picture of me. And I think I've done this. Style Me, choose a picture. So this is the picture of me, the real picture of me. And it says swap the person with what it thinks the clothes could match. And the thing that I've noticed about this is that it's fast. It's actually it's faster than what it was before. And I think anyone can do this. I think it's even on the free version as well. The image generator is a lot better now. So ChatGPT might be the image generator that you use. So it's pretty good. As I said, you can play around with it. All of these different types of prompts that you can use, you can make up. You can ask ChatGPT for a prompt and it will do. The other thing it did, so this is me, friendly smile in a modern office chair. So let's see what it does. I said it was fast, but this is not fast. It was fast earlier on. Maybe it's because I often say America's woken up. So because America's woken up, it's a lot slower because loads of people are on it. So let's see what it does. That's got me in a jacket. I should have had a bigger picture. But again, it's changed the clothes, what it thinks I should wear. Would I ever wear that? Probably not, but I don't know. The other thing it can do, and this is what I actually done. I said, take my picture and turn it into a YouTube with Fear No More. I think that's what I put. I said like a Stephen Bartlett, black background, red Fear No More. And then I said, then I added, yeah, Fear No More, shocked expression revealed. Then I said, put like a glow around me. So you can even build little things like this. This is just literally just the same picture. I said, change my face so I look shocked. Type in Fear No More like a Stephen Bartlett YouTube thumbnail. It's a shame it doesn't show the prompts. But there you go. And I was like, okay, this is quite good at how quickly it does it. So whether you use Midjourney, whether you use Nano Banana, whether you use this one, There are other ones as well. Ideogram is pretty good. Canva, you can do it within Canva. There is Free Pick, which has access to loads of different ones. It's worth having one of those as well. Now, so let me just go to some of the questions. So I use Kigashow. It's an offline online device, audio, video transcription, and translate. It's only available with an annual subscription. Not heard that one, but that looks pretty good. Video transcription. If you go to, here you guys, here's a little plug. My Cool Tools Tuesday is either yesterday or the week before. I mentioned one, I think it was called video transcription. That's a very good one. We can upload and just get your video transcribed. So you might record a video of whatever and then just upload it to that if you don't want to use like a Fathom. You might just use like a Loom that just records your screen and you can do it that way. Sarah, looking forward to the implementation. I use Base 44 to create apps and websites. Same credit system as Manus. Yeah, Base 44 is really, really good as well. As I said, I've tried Base, I've tried Lovable, I've tried MAN, I've tried Make. Again, what I'm trying to do from a delivery, as in what Andrew puts out, I'm just trying to focus on one or two now. And Manus is definitely one of them. Base 44 potentially could actually quite like it. It's actually a nice interface. But yeah, the implementations is coming. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing a lot of. Reese, it was buggy. Maybe Google removed it. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to look at figure out where it was. But Reese, I'm sure you know. Well, you must know what I'm talking about. Claire, are the images all copyright free? Also, are they unique or work like a library? So the images that it creates, yes, it's all copyright free. They're all unique to you. And what will happen is once I create an image, it automatically gets, unless I pay for a certain tier, it automatically is available for everyone to look at and also use. So that's the other thing as well. Gianluca, meet greet is what they're using. You have a few minutes left for this meeting as per your calendar. Yeah, brilliant. So love the throw. Thank you very much. But I'm assuming you meant the big throw. Use this picture. So, great. They didn't put your glasses on you. Paul's amazing. Some great ones there. Brilliant. I created my logo with ChatGPT and it surprisingly turned out better than the one made with Midjourney. Yeah, again, play around with them. It might also be that, and I know this is going to contradict what I've said before, some is better for, now this is more for images. Some are better for logos and some are better for other things. That's what you might find that. And that, there we go. And got these probably more realistic now. Some nice ones. I like the third one. That's a nice one. And the perm. Can't go wrong with a perm. Sue, there's some great ones there, Sue. I like the afro there. I love it. So Reese, you got some good ones as well. The middle one looks cool. I like the middle one. The other thing as well you could do, Reese, you could say, what do I look like with different types of beards and moustaches as well? I'll stick to my original hair. Love it. Cool. So it's 9 o'clock now, or 9 o'clock Spanish time, 9 o'clock. Anyone got any final questions? Because the only thing I was going to end with is image tool. You want a video tool. And the video tool, the main one is VO 3.1, but that's expensive. I would say, depending on what you want to do, if you want a free one, which is actually relatively decent, Meta.ai. That's probably the best free one that you can get, as well as Grok. But I know because of Elon Musk, some people might not want to use Grok. But Meta AI is pretty decent, again, if you prompt it well. But it will only give you quite short 8-second videos. But with the other ones you can create the image and it will just have an animate option. Other than that, if you want to spend £10-15 a month, Kling is the best one, which is this one here. I would say this one is kind of the next best one. So I've done a video here. And Ninja stands on the mountain peak surrounded by swirling clouds as he raises his arm. So I don't know why that logo came up. Let's see what this one looks like. I must have put that logo in. Oh, there you go. Revealing an enormous glowing mandolina formulated in the cloud. So you've got those. What I would say, Kling is probably one of the best ones. Eric,
Um, you don't hear people talking much about Pika anymore, or some of the other ones that were in the news a lot. They seem to kind of gone off the radar. Um,
yeah, with
Pika,
yeah, Pika Labs. I actually still think is a really cool tool. I actually use Higgsfield. So Higgsfield is a curator which gives you access to loads of them, and I still like Pika Labs. It's still a good tool. I think it's very much in the social media, like create those little like I'll say gimmicky videos. But I think the reason why is they're just not marketing as much as they used to. Or they're probably waiting for some new feature because they usually go quite crazy on a feature. What I've noticed, they'll put out like four features, and one of them is that social thing where loads of people can create, put it on social media, and it probably drives them a lot of traffic to push the other three features. So Pika
also,
is, yeah, Pika's
also,
pretty cool.
also Minimax. You don't hear them talking about too much about Minimax anymore either.
Minimax is another one. Minimax done an upgrade recently, and that was a pretty cool upgrade. But because Google, no, because Runway had a big this last couple of weeks, ChatGPT, Runway, um, Gemini, like they've been some big releases, and I think anyone that's come out during this time, you're not going to hear from them because it's like imagine if like it was 2 months of people releasing an album, and Madonna came out with one, Michael Jackson came out with one, Tupac came out with one, and then it's just like you're just like a decent artist, but you're not as famous as them. I think that's kind of what happened. There was a lot of big like names that were dropping over the last few months, and some of the smaller ones that don't necessarily have their marketing budget, like you didn't hear from as much, but they are still good tools. And that's why I recommend everyone, if you're going to use video, if you're going to pay, I would get a curator tool like a free pick or a Higgsfield. That means you have access to all of the videos and then you can work out which one you like rather than say, I'm paying £10 a month for Pika, £15 for Kling, £20 for Runway, £35 for this one. You can just go into one and then you have access to all of them. Glenn, got a question?
Hey, Andrew. Yeah, I have Korea. It's actually quite good. The only
Korea's enough.
downside,
Yeah,
the only downside is something like the VO3s and the latest ones require many more tokens than the others. So you
yeah,
kind of have to gauge, do you want to spend $50 on a video or do you want to spend $10 on a video or whatever it is, So you kind of have to decide that early on because you get caught up in it, and you can't let go of using what you were using.
yeah. Everyone, if you listen to what Glenn said, that there is one of the things that I hate about AI is this credit system because you're paying. It's like everyone having a pay-as-you-go phone. I never had a pay-as-you-go phone because I don't like that. I don't know when my credits are going to run out. I'd rather just pay a whole amount per month and then use it as much as I can. And the problem with video and a lot of the AI, like Manus as well, it's on a credit system. So what could happen is that you could be using, let's say, Krea or Free Pick, you run out of credits and you're halfway through your film. Do you stop or because the attachment theory, you pay more to finish? So that's what I don't like about these tools. That's the thing that I don't like, and that is really annoying. Michelle, what about AI music? So I don't really use AI music as much as I used to, but the tool that I recommend is either 11 Labs, because you can get a lot of audio. So it's not just music or audio, and the music is good, or Suno. That's the best one, Suno. I had a great Black Friday deal last year with Suno, and I forgot to stop it. So it automatically renewed at a ridiculous price. I was so annoyed. So I don't want to give too much credit to them, even though it's my fault. Which AI video tool for VFX? Higgsfield is pretty good for VFX, but a lot of people still like it. Depends. What I've seen, the best VFX are people that still use Adobe Premiere and all of those tools. Because usually, if you're getting into VFX, you're a video producer, you're a video editor with a background working in video. So what we're seeing is people are still using Premiere or DaVinci Resolve, whatever it may be. That's kind of what we're seeing. Is there a good AI to make an online course? It's difficult for me to answer that, Anika, purely because I make online courses and I don't use AI. And I've not seen an AI that can make an AI course. So that's hard for me to answer that. But if I did, I would probably use Notebook LM. I would take, let's say if I had to do a course on video editing and I don't know anything about video editing, I would probably find 10 or 15 videos on YouTube, upload it all to Notebook LM, which I think was one of the tools I actually had here. I just open a new thing, open up loads of links. It will create a whole bunch of stuff. And then I will say, build a course from these, give it an agenda, give it, these are the learning points, give it, and I'll do it that way. Then once I've got the course and I've got all the information, I would then probably put all of that information into Manus and then build like the decks, like the PowerPoint and stuff. But as I said, because I'm a trainer, I don't like to learn. I don't do courses that way. I need to know what each page is because I am going to deliver it. So I build so I know what to deliver. So, but that's just me as someone who's trained, and that's just the way I do it. Reese, yes, Suno AI. Nee, I stopped using Midjourney to control costs. Yeah, I keep Kling for video, but I'm mindful of credit use. Which tool can replace Midjourney for creating high quality starting images for Kling? Again, you can use any of the tools I showed you. Is it NI? You can use ChatGPT. That's like it got released literally yesterday, last night, and what people are seeing it is good quality. But most people for free are using Gemini's one, the Nano Banana. Now, Nano Banana Pro is their top one, but Nano Banana, the first one, which you can use for free, is still very good. So you can use that. Did Glenn? I think Glenn, you had a question.
Oh, it's really just more of a future question. You know, with like there seems to be videos generated by the hundreds of thousands on a daily basis, you know, all around the world, like the Soras of the world. In your opinion, do you think it's a novelty that will then eventually go, okay, I've seen so many of these things, they're all starting to be kind of similar, they're all kind of gags and jokes, and then will it sort of lower the usage, except for professionals, you know, who are not even maybe using Sora? They may start using a VO3 when you can do everything, or if Midjourney comes through with a high-end video ability with editing and effects and lip sync, you know, will everyone just sort of quiet down a little bit on this novelty?
Yeah, I think that once most people are exposed to it, after a while, you'll get bored quite quickly. However, that doesn't mean that we as social media users won't see it a lot on our feed. I think we're going to see it quite a lot on our feed on social media. The AI slop. I think that the video guys, like the ones that you see on the AI live show, they don't use those ones. I think they're in a completely different realm. Yeah, they'll do some small ones for shorts, etc., and TikTok, but they're probably YouTube and whatever the Netflix of AI videos will be. I think that's where they will go. I think the general public will see a lot more AI videos, and they will know it and they'll get bored of it. But they will also see videos which they won't know is AI, even though it was created with AI. That's what I can see happening as well. Hopefully that answered your question. But yeah, I don't think over the next 18 months at least we're going to see less. I think we're going to see a lot more. And I think the platforms are encouraging it as well, because more people create videos, the more it's uploaded to let's say Facebook. The more it's uploaded to Facebook, the more data, the more money. So I can't see them stopping. Right. Oh, it's 10 past. So I'm just going to really quickly last lot of questions. C Lab is awesome for image generations. I've not tried that one, but C Dance is a really good image generator, which is TikTok's one. That's really good. Cass, hate the credit system. You're essentially, yeah, exactly. I can't stand it. Anika, that makes sense. No worries, Anika. Cool. So song that you put, song I wrote and used AI to create the music singers. Oh, nice. I will play this after this as well. Thank you very much, Michelle. Claire, I accidentally signed up to Image Art Curator for all the main AI image generators. We're useful to see how different models translate the same prompt. C-Lab seems a bit better with text. Yeah. And again, the more you play around with it, the more you start working out what you like. And this is kind of goes full circle back to what I was saying at the beginning. What is it that you like? And then once you kind of work out the ones that you like, then double down on it. Say, this is the one I want. Yeah, I could spend the next 3, 4, 5 months looking for other ones, but what might actually happen is you spend 5, 6 months looking for other ones, and then you eventually go back to the one that you saw 6 months ago. So you've just wasted 6 months. So not necessarily waste. You might have researched and kind of come back to the same conclusion where you could have actually spent more time getting good, like better at that tool. Cool, Sine. Right, and Sine, I am going to say goodbye to Sine. I'm going to say goodbye to you all, and I'm going to wish you all a happy new year and Merry Christmas as well. Whatever you guys are doing, stay safe, love your families, try and take some time off, relax. For myself, the podcast will be coming out for the rest of the week. I'm also going to be doing it next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to stop Thursday, Friday, and then I'm going to do it again next week, Monday, Tuesday. I'm not going to stop over the New Year's. I'll stop over like Christmas Day and things like that, but I'm just still going to continue it. The next one of these, let me just get my calendar, will be on. So it's not going to be the 31st. So if it's every 2 weeks, the 14th it should be, but I'm actually not. I'm going to put it on the 7th. So let's start the year as we mean to continue. So it's going to be the 7th and then the 21st and then the 4th, and then obviously we keep on going like that. So thank you everyone. Thank you for listening for tonight. You'll get an email in a couple of hours time with the link to this session. Want to try and get as many people to this as well. So if you know anyone that you find that these will be helpful for, let us know. As you know, there's no sales pitch. It's just pure content, and just the more interactive we make it, the better it will be for us all. Brilliant.
Thank you.
And everyone,
Thanks.
if you want the next time, check out my podcast, or also tomorrow, AI Live, LinkedIn. Follow me on LinkedIn. I'll send you the link to it all, and have a good one. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Thank you, Andrew. Have a great holiday.
Likewise. Take care, everyone.
See you tomorrow.
Bye. Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.